there, my fellow small business owners. Welcome back to Ember's Small Business Success Vlog, your ultimate destination for small business tips and innovative ideas. Today, we're diving into the exciting world of brand identity, what it is and why it matters. Now, you might be wondering what exactly brand identity is and why you should care. It greatly affects your bottom line, how your customers relate to you, and more. Just stick around because we're about to unveil the mystery behind the fundamental concept that shapes how your customers perceive you and how you can rise to success. Let's get started, shall we? Now, to kick things off, let's just be crystal clear on what brand identity really means. In the simplest terms, brand identity is the visible elements of a brand, like its logo, its design, and color palette, that together create an overall image of the brand in your consumer's mind. It's not just about aesthetics, though. It's about how you communicate your business values, your mission, and your business personality through visual and verbal cues across all platforms. Think of your brand identity as the first impression that you make on a potential customer. Just like meeting someone new, your brand has just one chance to create a lasting impression. So, understanding and developing your brand identity is essential for standing out in a crowded digital marketplace. So, let's break down the actual components of the brand identity, okay? Because this is actually what is going to reinforce on your client's mind that they want to keep doing business with you as well. Okay? The subconscious deals in pictures. So, what your brand identity does is it speaks directly to your subconscious mind in regards to your business. So, the key components of brand identity are as follows. One, logo design. A lot of people have said your logo does not matter. You do not need a logo. I disagree. And here's the thing, a lot of actual studies have been done in regards to your logo and how important it is for business success. So, when we're talking about digital marketing and your digital identity, your brand identity, your logo is super important because it's also the first thing that people notice about your brand. It needs to be memorable, it needs to be clean, and it needs to reflect your business essence. Okay? What sums up your business in the logo? For instance, consider how the golden arches of McDonald's instantly invokes familiarity, consistency, and warmth. Probably some really good memories from your childhood, too. Gives you a feeling of joy. Now, when you're driving down the road, you're not consciously thinking of where did I go as a kid that made me happy to eat. But you do see those golden arches, which has been the same iconic thing for a very long time. And your tummy's grumbly and you're a bit hangry and you just pull on in. That is the power of a logo. Okay? Now let's also talk about your color palette. Because just with McDonald's, you see that they have a color palette that has been incorporated into everything they do. Their restaurants, their advertising, their uniforms, their menus. Because colors evoke emotions. So I want you to think about the color blue right now, okay? When we see the color blue in advertising, it usually represents trust and reliability. This is why so many banks use it in their branding. It's also why most of the police force use it in theirs. You see, choosing the right color palette can significantly influence customer perception about you and your business. Now, the next thing you're going to look at is typography. You see, the fonts that you choose also play a role in communicating your brand's personality. A powerful script that a lot of people use is chunky, okay? And it works great if you need a big, bold print. But perhaps you have a children's toy store. Well, that may not work out so well. And you've looked at a few of them, but you've decided a playful script works much better for your toy store. However, if you were a tech startup, you wouldn't be getting a playful script. You'd be using a sleek sans serif, which clearly identifies how cutting edge you are. So your font does matter. And remember, if you use words in your logo, your font really matters because you've got to have that color in it and it's got to be readable on everything that you do, including your digital business card, your letterheads, your website, your favicon, and so much more. Now, when you also take a look at voice and tone for your brand identity, you realize that just having a logo with some colors and a really cool font that everyone can read and is crisp and clear is not enough. Because when you look at voice and tone, you realize that the voice and tone in brand identity includes how you communicate with your audience. This includes written content, video content, print media, and social media. Really take a look at the tone in all of your advertisements and all of your communications because it does set the stage. Are you formal and authoritative? Or are you casual and friendly? Are you approachable and understandable? Your tone of voice in all of your marketing really sets the stage, and it should resonate with your target audience. So let's also talk about some imagery here, because images are just as important as your tone, as your font, as your colors, and as your logo. Say, for example, you work as a mechanic. Well, in your logo, you probably have a car and you have a wrench. And that's probably in like black on a white background. And you've got this font in there that clearly states your name. Maybe you're using a bold sans serif. Okay? Maybe you're using a chunky. But you can clearly read the name of your business. So, are you kind of getting an idea of how this all blends together? Because the images that you use, whether on your website, print, social media, video, whatever, should align with your brand identity. 100%. They should be able to see that icon, that logo, and know it's you no matter what. Whether it's on the side of a truck, whether it's on a email advertisement, whether it's on a favicon or whether it's on a business card or on a sign as you're driving past the side of the road. It should all reflect and align with your brand identity. Okay? And this is where storytelling branding really, really shows its head on how important it could be to boost your profits. Because in storytelling branding, you're using imagery and tone and voice and logo and color and typography to create this image that emotionally connects and tells a story about what it is that you do and how you can help your ideal client. Now, the last thing you really need to understand that fits into what brand identity actually is going to be consistency. You have to be consistent in everything that you do. You can't variate this stuff, guys. The subconscious works on patterns. It works on imagery. If you disrupt the pattern, if you disrupt that imagery, it's not going to encode correctly, which means you are not going to build brand loyalty simply by marketing. You're not going to reinforce those suggestions that they are making the right decision to work with you or to purchase from you or to tell their friends about you. Okay, so consistency is perhaps the most critical aspect of brand identity that there is. All elements must work together harmoniously across all platforms, online and off, to create a cohesive experience for your customers. This is one of the reasons why brand identity is so important. But at the same time, this is a very good indication of how complex your brand identity actually is. And if you need help with this, by all means, reach out to me and my company. This is one of the things that we do, guys. We are passionate about telling a story about your business because we know how it affects people. We know how it boosts your bottom line and it gives you long term success overall. Now, Jeff Bezos once commented that your brand is what other people say about you, your logo is what you say about yourself. And the University of Leiloa actually did a study in their business management department that showed that color increases brand recognition by up to 80%. Think about right now. What are Tide's colors? If you happen to say red and white, you're correct. That's how important coloring is to a brand identity. The golden arches wouldn't look the same if they're not golden, would they? Of course not. When you encapsulate all of this together, you understand that your business branding identity is important because it encapsulates the importance of creating an authentic brand identity that speaks to who you are as a business and, more importantly, who you are to your ideal client. So, to wrap things up today, we've learned that brand identity is more than just a logo. It actually encompasses every aspect of how your business presents itself to the world. From color choices to tone of voice, all of these elements come together to form a unique identity in a vast digital landscape that helps you stand out and connect with your ideal audience. Because after all, if you can't connect and they can't relate, then that's not your ideal audience and your bottom line is not going to increase. So, when you understand your target market, you can effectively market to them with your brand identity. This ensures consistency across all platforms that you happen to be working with, online and off. By crafting a visual and verbal identity that resonates with who you are as a business, it reinforces those subtle cues in marketing to your potential clients, as well as reinforces the fact that your current clients definitely need to do business with you. I really want to thank you for tuning in to this episode today. I hope that it has empowered you to develop or refine your brand identity and at least let you know how important that it actually is. Once again, if you need help in regarding your brand identity, reach out to us. My information for the company that I work with is in the description box below. Okay? And if you enjoyed this episode or found it helpful, please consider subscribing and let me know where you found guidance in today's episode. Also, if you let me know where you're struggling with your brand identity, because I do read my comments, I will go through and I will make a video specifically on that to help you out. Until next time, remember building a strong brand identity is one of the best investments that you can make in your business, both short term and long term.